What's up, everybody? We want to talk to you about a two-way signing the Pistons had a little while ago that kind of went under the radar, but it didn't go under our radar. We think that this could be a really good signing for the Pistons. It's Buddy Boeheim, son of Jim Boeheim, legendary Syracuse coach, but also star player for the Syracuse Orange himself. So, Chris, let me ask you, what do you like about Buddy, as I'm going to call, Buddy Buckets? I know that belongs to Buddy Hield, but still, like, what do you like about Buddy, and what do you think he could bring to the Pistons either this year or in the future?
Well, first thing I love is his name. Like you just said, there's only a couple buddies out there. And
That's
if your
right.
name's Buddy, you better be really good at something. Otherwise, that's just corny. So if you're good at,
Yes.
Buddy Buckets, man, it's like, oh, so just rolls off the tongue. So
Yeah.
I love that we are going after just shooters, right? And I
Yeah,
know other
please.
teams are doing it, but we're going after and giving guys a chance that can play. And what we like about him, or I like about him, he comes from Syracuse, where it's kind of the unknown world of upstate New York and the 2-3 zone, and offensively you're never that good, but in so it's like we don't really know. And especially offensively, Syracuse just seems like this offense that is just, it's never really running very well. But here's a guy that's just throwing up three after three, and you're just like, okay. And I like
Yeah.
he's more athletic than I think you and I both thought. Like originally
Yeah.
you see like pure shooter, he's standing in the corner, throw it to me. It's like, no, this guy's got a little bit more athleticism to him. And
Yeah.
that's what I really like. It's a shooter with a little bit more athleticism. And I still feel like we don't really know him, even though I do feel like he was at Syracuse for 7 years. I still don't really know him and I'm excited to watch him.
Yeah. I also feel like when he was at Syracuse, he was the engine that ran the offense. Like I'll share this a little bit. I'll share the screen with everybody, because when you start seeing his numbers, like look at this most recent year, I have it in yellow here. 16 field goal attempts a game. And he played, his minutes per game were 38 minutes. Chris, do you know how many minutes are in a college basketball game?
Yeah.
40. Like, he
Uh,
played almost every single minute. And this year, his free throw or his 3-point percentage dropped off. Yeah, because he played every single minute, right? And he had 3.1 assists. He's a decent playmaker. He's averaging 19 points a game. Like,
mm,
I think if he's a guy that is playing for Kentucky or Duke, and what his job is to shoot the three ball, and that's pretty much what his job is on the offensive end, you're looking at a 40% three-point shooter.
yeah.
And so, like, that's what he's going to be able to do in the NBA, is he's going to get the floor spacing. He's not going to have to create his own shot as much. He's going to be the guy where it's like, we want you to come in and knock down open shots. That's your job.
Mm-hmm.
Let Jaden Ivey and Cade Cunningham and Killian Hayes create them for you. Like, there's got to be excitement to that, doesn't
Yeah,
there?
there in right, and there's got to be a place on this team for that. And
Oh,
again,
there is.
yeah, exactly. What an opportunity for him to look at this roster. You're seeing athleticism all around,
Oh,
but
yeah.
you know that the Pistons are missing shooting, and you're like, hey, I'll be that guy. I'll come off the
Be that
bench.
guy.
I will do, play a little. Who knows? It's so wide open. We're so young that he's got to be thinking, what an opportunity I have to get on the ground floor of this franchise that's trying to find a shooter. We're trying to
Yeah,
find it in the most responsible way that we can, meaning we're not going out overly spending on a shoot.
sure.
We're trying to find a shooter that matches our timeline, and that is taking a flyer on a guy.
Yep.
But he doesn't feel as flyery as some other guys. There's some other guys on like our summer league roster where it's like, okay, give that a
Yeah,
shot.
sure.
He's not as, there's not risky is the word, but I feel like he's a guy that can come in, can actually legitly make the team, do things that we need to, come off the bench. And so that's what it's like, man, come on. That'd be awesome. That'd be really exciting to see if he
Yeah.
can do that.
Well, I think not only would it be awesome to see if he can do that, but he's also proven that, like, he can lead. He was the best player on a team in the ACC that made the tournament, right?
Mhm.
I mean, like, he
Right.
was the best player in a good conference for a decent to good team. Like, that is something that has to say something. And then when you have Weaver and Casey and they're having these conversations and they're talking about signing Buddy Boeheim to that two-way contract, they're saying like he was one of the best pure shooters that we saw in our workouts. So what basically they're saying is, yeah, there's the upside of this. No, he's not going to be an engine on an offense
No.
at the NBA level. No, he's not. And quite frankly, I don't know what his defense is going to be like because I've never seen him outside of a 2-3 zone. So like I have no clue. So
Oh,
but
so
but
yeah.
can he stay in front of people and can he shoot? And the answer I think is yes and yes. So when we're watching summer league and we're watching him throughout this summer league, like, is he going to get enough run? Like if he misses, if he's one of those guys that misses like the first 4, 5, 6 threes that he takes, it's like, all right, whatever. But if he starts shooting the ball and proves that the summer league moment isn't too big for him, like he could carve out a niche in this team. He's only one injury away from possibly even being part of a rotation in the
Absolutely.
backcourt / small forward spot.
And you make a great point about the defense. I mean, he could legitimately be terrible defensively, or he could be like, hey, he's good defensively. He can shoot. You know, that's what I talk about. Like, it's a mystery. And I think a lot of guys that go from college to the NBA, it's a totally correct me if I'm wrong, Craig. It's a totally different game in some ways. Especially if you come from a 2-3, you know, you come from a Syracuse, you come from some of these legacy type colleges that are doing just things college basketball-y, and you come into a NBA kind of just the spacing, everything like that, and then all of a sudden, I think some guys it plays really well to them, and some guys it's like, no, they can't do it. You know, they needed that structure, they need that motion offense, or hey, they thrive in this. They're getting open. They're just catching and hoisting. And that's what I love about this type of player. It almost NBA is more just kind of, man, you get a window to shoot it. And in college, it's like, whoa, bad shot, work the shot clock. It's like,
oh, wait a minute, we got a 30-second shot clock. We're going to use this thing.
Yeah, let's use it.
Even if it's a bad shot in the last 5 seconds, like, hey, you got a running opportunity, slow down. No, that's not what all college is. Some is running gun as ever.
Exactly.
But yes, like, and I think the other side of that too is some players go from college to the NBA and all of a sudden it frees up their game because there's more spacing. There's shooters all over the place. So people can't key in on them. There's also really good players all around you. Other players go from college to the NBA and just the speed of it is too much for them. And that's what I'm really curious to see with Buddy. Is he one of those guys where he immediately adapts to the speed and his shot stays or improves because he's not asked to do all the other stuff? Or is he one of those guys where it's like his athleticism just isn't good enough and he's never going to make it in this league because he can't even get his shot off because he's just not there yet. And the game's too fast for him. And that's why I think signing him to a 2-way contract is perfect. It's perfect because if he adjusts quickly, it's like, all right, we're going to find a spot for you. But if he doesn't, it's like, let's give you a year. You can work on it in the G League and we'll see what happens.
Yes. It's because you're right. Just little things like his release, like his shot release, like, is it really quick? I didn't really realize that. He can get his shot off whenever he wants to, or it's like it's a little slow. Can't get a shot off. I mean, it's so many little things.
Does length bother him? Doesn't it?
I don't know. Right. Does length? Oh, it's just like you can go. It's gonna go one or the other, right? I mean, it's gonna be like, nah, it's not gonna work, or I see it. So it's just exciting and another thing to watch in summer league for sure.
Yeah, another thing to watch in summer league and see going forward. This is a good pickup, zero risk because if it doesn't work, it's a 2-way contract. But what if you found your sniper coming off the bench, right? What if he ends up being Pat Connaughton or whatever that looks like? You get what I'm saying. So, hey, great video, man. Thanks for chatting about this. If you like our videos, hit that subscribe button below. We do content for Pistons, for Lions. We love Detroit sports. So hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment. Do you like the Buddy signing? Or do you wish we didn't touch him? Or do you wish we signed him to an outright contract instead of a 2-way? So I think there's a lot of opinion on it. Let us know, and we'll see you on the next one.